Hello. It is Mama Roo here, coming through with a special video on this late evening. I believe it is August 5th, Thursday, August 5th, a little before 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm coming on here to bring a message to Governor Cuomo. So listen up. And, I really wanted to do a reading because this whole thing with Governor Cuomo, the immense amount of response and pushback in regards to this thing does not fit what has been done by him, especially compared with our recent political figures who have recently been in majority vote. So that had already sent off my spidey senses. And then when it was just too much. And so I wanted to do the reading, but I'm not a reactionary type of post, tarot reader, the ones that I do for public readings. But I confirmed with Spirit that whether, I should do this reading, whether this needed to happen, whether my desires were aligned with the desires of energies outside of me who are way more beautiful and amazing than my beautiful and amazing self. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to get into this reading, and the first thing I'm going to just treat it as if Governor Cuomo came up to me and was like, "Hey, Mama Roo, can you give me a reading?" I would be like, "Yes." So this is an example of if you were to visit me and, the whole world was trying to get you thrown out of your office. These are the things that I would tell you as well, okay? All right, so Mr. Cuomo, the first thing that I like to bring up is, what does Spirit want you to know at this time? What does your higher consciousness, what does the universe want you to know at this time? All right, and all gratitude and obedience. Okay. All right. So the first thing that we're getting in regards to what Spirit wants you to know right now. Okay. So, okay, cool. So right now, really, the big theme that's going on for you, obviously you're in a time of rest and reflection, and you should continue to be in the space of rest and reflection. In a sense, you really need to take it all the way back. So I'm not sure how deep this restorative time is for you right now, but you need to take it all the way back. And this time, really resting your will, limiting your desires, limiting your interactions, limiting your movements at this time will bring you closer to a lot of realizations, as you are realizing in some ways you're coming to a higher understanding of what it means to be someone who is a leader. And you're coming into an understanding of what it means to be someone who is a leader, who not only leads with the mind, with the thought, or not only leads with the desires, but leads with an understanding of how motives move through our society, how these energies of emotion change and reflect, and can, be the thirst, the quench that you need on that very hot day, or can be the flood, right? So you're seeing that, you're understanding that for yourself at this time. This is also a time for you to reconnect. I don't know if who's your, are you with that lady from the cooking show? Like, is that you? I don't know. So reconnecting with a love, an emotional, somebody who is available for you to emotionally support you, to be there for you, who can mirror you, who can see what you need at this time. This is a great time to reconnect with them. Definitely goddess energy with this person that is supporting you, that is guiding you at this time. There are things that, there's just a lot of relationships you're going to have to let go of. Like, this is really like a moment of solitude. If it's not solitude, it's you and the person who's supporting you. So, anybody who, you've known for years, obviously, you've been close to, you've been, you've worked with, that relationship is done. Basically anything that you created when you first came into office, when you were novice, any sort of commitments that you made to people, maybe when you were even coming up in your 20s, in your 30s, they're done. Just let them go. Because everybody, and this is the great thing about this sort of event, is that as people are detaching from you, you don't have to detach from them. So now these commitments, these holds, these obligations, maybe these political promises that you guys maybe once made to each other while you're passing each other in the halls of Albany, you're no longer beholden to them, because they literally went on national television and were like, all right, you gotta go. So you're no longer beholden to any of those things, which is leaves you in a lot more way, in a way to move more freely. Also, this time is really, it's funny because this is probably not even the most depressing time that you've been through. I mean, I know that sounds like it's not funny, but it is funny because you actually have been depressed for this whole, COVID, this whole pandemic, when, Trump left office and then all of a sudden these charges appeared, this, this process started to happen. That's when you were really at your worst. So you're continuing to clear out all of this depression, all of these emotional attachments, all these stagnant energies, all these broken promises, all these ideas of who you thought you were going to be and how you thought you were going to, make New York great again or whatever it is, because that ain't going to work. You're dealing with the reality here now, and you see things for what they really are. You have the mental understanding, you have the financial understanding, but now you're seeing emotionally, oof, you're seeing how crazy people are really and what they will do to hold on to this idea of, I don't know, whatever it is, we'll call it power. Let's see, in regards to your emotional relationship that's supporting you right now, it's helping you to take things back, to dial things back, to do less. You need to do less. You need to lean in. And also there's some, as you are releasing these people, again, these people in your 20s that you made political promises to, you're releasing these ties that bind, these visions that you had of yourself and who would come up with you and who would be next to you and all of those things. As you continue to release that, you also see you're seeing a different view of women who have worked with you. You're really seeing the duality of women. We tend to focus in our society, in our culture, and that there is a purpose, there is a reason, but we tend to focus and place women as these victims who need to be taken care of, who need to be captured in horrible marriages, who need to be, whatever. You're starting to see the fullness of women. Not only this mother nature, nurture can, revive you back to life on the verge of death, but the one who can bring death to your doorstep. So that's also helpful for you to understand at this time. Um, let's see, I want to sort of hurry this up for myself. Yeah, I see this. Things are going to get better. Things are moving towards the right direction. Also, there is an indication, Spirit is saying that you need to literally get away, maybe to some home retreat that you have. That's going to be really restorative for you at this time as you regain your balance, regain your footing so that you can move forward. This person that is supporting you is going to help bring you back and help to connect you to actually maybe somebody that you had let go of a long time ago, a vision and an idea, a thought, an initiative that you had sort of put on the back burner. You thought maybe it was too foolhardy. It was, there was nobody to support it. It wouldn't work. You didn't have the energy to do it, and it might have been something that you wanted to start before the pandemic hit. And the indication is for you to get back into that space. I'm seeing that it has to do with youth. I'm seeing that it has to do with youth and creativity and sports and action and whatever that has to do with. That's something that, that's an initiative. That is something that, as you sort of clear away all of the people who don't work for you, all of the visions that don't work for you, all the ideas that are just no longer compatible with the reality that you understand, going back to that will ground you, will move you forward, will inspire you, will recharge you to continue within this governorship, despite the fact that you have so many people who are saying they are not in agreement. Okay, and it will revive you. Okay, so, and as you get back to these family policies, these family pieces, even like I said, getting back to your home place where your family grew up, there's a knowledge, there's an understanding that comes back to you. This is like, all of this is falling through so you can really get back to the heart of what you wanted to do before it got all murked up by other people, by other desires, by other, initiatives, by other things that just happened by life. You're getting back to this really solid place. And also, yeah, even it's interesting. It's almost like even a program to I don't want to say like Big Brother, but there's sort of a program where you want to give children, young men, again, these active energies, these creative energies, you want to give them a new reframing or understanding of what a man looks like. And it's interesting because it's not like you want to, I don't want to say something like superhero, but, that might be something that you want to sort of start to reframe your political standing, reframe who you are. You're not here for anybody else. You're here for the kids. You're here to be a superhero to them. You're here to teach them what, a leader does and doesn't do, how a leader, will sometimes get persecuted, and how do they overcome, or do they overcome, or when do they apologize? And there's just this great opportunity to get back to what you wanted to do. And so that's what Spirit is advising. There is justice coming, so don't fret, refresh. All right.